Man's Eye Review. Let's react to something new.
Let's dive a bit more into this whole. So you have sex on camera. Do you have one guy you shoot with, or is it just you're shooting with different
I
dudes?
honestly haven't made new content in a really long time. I just made so
Okay.
much when I started, and I can still distribute and make new content.
Because
from
like
that.
if you go to your Twitter, which we can't,
oh man,
like the very first thing you see, you're just getting by some dude. I'm like, it's just
Okay,
there. It's
for
there.
free?
Good
Oh, buddy.
for you.
girl. Okay, but
For free.
managing
It's
you.
on the Twitter. Wait,
For free, yeah. That's not good. Even if it was for pay. I mean, what? This is so bad. This is so bad.
Managing you for free.
but so
Okay.
what to Marquette's point
That's
here?
where I've got most of my subscribers from, though, because it's just a
That's
snippet.
no,
it's a clip.
that's not really the point I'm trying to make here. But
Okay. Y'all gotta stop subscribing to these OnlyFans chicks pages. That's number one, fellas. We gotta stop this shit. No more subscriptions to OnlyFans models moving forward. We're not doing that shit anymore in 2024. 2024, no more. 2024, no more.
you said that when you do meet a guy, you're gonna want to wait this long period. But the guy sees that, like it's sort of this
It's out
ruse,
there, yeah.
like this
He can hardly stand hearing this shit. He's like, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. Like, he wants to say something so bad.
arbitrary.
She wants men in her regular everyday life that she would possibly date, I guess, to wait to have sex with her. However, she's a porn star. She's getting railed, nailed and railed on the internet. Nailed and railed. And she, oh, well, I haven't made any content in a while. I've made so much when I was younger that I have just endless a supply of videos that I can upload at any time to make look like they're new. Wow. How many times around the block? How many trips around the block has she made?
It's kind of almost a fraud. Like the whole point of a woman having a waiting period before she has sex, it's supposed to be due to her not being someone that gives away sex so easily.
Well,
Bingo! Run it back. Kind of a fraud. You know?
whole point of a woman having a waiting period before she has sex, it's supposed to be due to her not being someone that gives away sex so easily.
Well, I don't give away sex easily like that, because if I want to have a connection with someone in, like, you know, a relationship.
What do you mean you don't give away sex so easy? Somebody has to do is pay. What?
Or because I'm not looking for just casual.
But you'll
hookups.
no, but you will have sex on camera without the need for that sort of
Well,
commitment.
because it's fake. It's acting.
She just said she's not into casual hookups, but her whole persona as a OnlyFans actor is getting nailed and railed. Okay, getting bent to pay rent, getting chewed up and screwed up. Okay, casually, but in real life, oh, she's not interested in casual sex.
You're
Well, there's not-
portraying that you would have
Wow.
sex easily with people. That's
I
just
am
the-
portraying that. I will admit that's the image I give out, but that's not who I am. And if someone sat down and got to know me, they would.
Wow. Y'all hear this shit? I mean, I can't believe this. That's the image I'm portraying.
Fake. It's acting.
But you're
Well,
It's not acting. He's really screwing you. You're really getting screwed. So acting, let me explain what acting is for everyone who may not know this. So when you watch a movie, a movie, okay, maybe on Netflix or one of these Paramount, one of these production companies, right? They release a movie, and in that movie, there's a sex scene, right? That's acting. All right. In most cases, that is acting. They're pretending to have sex. What she's doing isn't acting. She's having sex. That's real sex, buddy. That's not fake sex. That's not acting sex. That is actual sex. She's acting.
There's nothing-
portraying that you would have sex easily with people. That's
I
just
am
the,
portraying that. I will admit that's the image I give out, but that's not who I am. And if someone sat down and got to know me, they would know that.
and that's what's sad though, because it's like you have
I wonder would she include the men who she's been nailed and railed by in these films in her body count? Because again, if you're acting and you're not actually having sex, you're pretending to have sex, then there would be no reason for you to put those individuals on your body count. Because it's a film, it's acting, it's pretending, the sex actually never happened. But once the penetration occurs, once that happens, that's called intercourse. That shit's real. That's why they test these actors for STDs and so on and so forth so often because it's real sex. It's not acting.
to get over that barrier for people. And you're sweet. I've been talking to you, and like you've
Yeah.
been taking like criticism and like fight backs like really well. And that's what's sad is you're making it harder for you to make good relationships. And it's
Yeah, but I've also been hurt in the past, so that could also. I know I'm.
Uh-oh, red flag, red flag, red flag. She's been hurt in the past. Trauma. Trauma alert. She's trauma dumping. She's coping with her trauma by getting her ovaries scratched. She's coping with her trauma by getting her ovaries gutted out.
young. Don't look at me like sideways, like,
and
oh,
that's
she's
what's sad.
young.
That's what's sad though is that you're young and you've put this out there.
But I've already been hurt in relationships, so I'm not rushing to get into one. Right now, I'm just focusing on getting money, getting through college. Like, this just got me my own apartment and just stuff like that.
Getting turned out and burnt out.
Like, I'm just taking.
Spun out and done out. She's focusing on getting money. I know you focusing on getting slayed.
I'm just focusing on getting money, getting through college. Like, this just got me my own apartment and just stuff like that. Like, I'm just taking it day by day, going slow. It's not a forever thing.
But imagine if you like instead of because society tells women go to college, and guess what? I went to college. I bought it too.
She's focused on ovarian rearrangement.
But society tells everyone we need to go to college, you need to do this, you need to do that, and now you feel like you need to make OnlyFans. And have
I don't
sex,
feel like I needed to
but
make it.
you
I
said-
wanted to.
but you wanted it to
What?
fund your college.
She didn't feel like she needed an OnlyFans. She wanted to. That is trifling. She wanted to be out here like this. This is what I'm saying. A woman who wants to really have herself exposed at this level has some serious, serious issues.
Now you feel like you need to make OnlyFans. And
I
have
don't
sex,
feel like I needed to
but
make it.
you
I
said-
wanted to.
But you wanted it to fund your college education. Imagine if you were just seeking a husband, and I know it may sound easier than it, it is, and I get that. But I'm just saying, imagine if that's what your goal was, you would never have to make that content, and you could have a good relationship.
Okay, I see
So,
what you're
yeah.
saying. Yeah, but I'm not seeking a husband. Again, I'm 18. I'm not
Seeking
looking
them
for a husband,
streets.
right?
Seeking them streets. He's talking about I'm 18. What? So then how much? When did you start? Wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Or she's talking in past tense. Past
Yeah,
participle.
but I'm not seeking a husband. Again, I'm 18. I'm not
Seeking
looking
them
for a husband
streets.
right
But that's
now.
because
If she's 18 right now, that is a awful tragedy because she says she has already so much content and she hasn't made content in a quote unquote while. What the hell is a while for her? It could be 2 months. These women say, "Oh, I haven't had sex in a while," and they had sex 2 weeks ago. And I mean, this is crazy. But if she's saying that she's had this content made for a long time, that means she was getting started super early. And that would be hmm. I don't even know if that might need to be investigated.
society tells women that you should not be looking for a husband at 18. You should be getting your education, boss babe, do all that. It's the feminist lie that they're telling women that will make
Period,
them happy.
queen.
And then
Okay,
it-
well, I'm happy where I'm at right now. Like,
I
I'm
know.
happy.
No, you're not. You are not happy.
Like, I don't know why.
but a lot of women realize what they want too late in life before, like
that
maybe they
part.
can't have kids. Maybe it's the old, and it's a sad reality. It's true. Listen, women, we age terribly. It sucks. It's a sad reality. I wish it was.
Okay, this is a woman telling women that they age terribly. It's just the reality. This isn't me making this shit up.
life before like
that
maybe
part.
they can't have kids, maybe it's and it's a sad reality. It's true. Listen, women, we age terribly. It sucks. It's a sad reality. I wish it wasn't true. Men age so much better, but as women get older, it's harder for them to find a husband. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's harder. You're less likely to be able to have kids. So I'm just saying your time is ticking. And I know it sucks. I know you mentioned that earlier. I'm not saying that since you're 28, you can never find a husband. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm
Not a good
25.
one.
I got
Oh,
married at
Not
20.
a good one.
I got
Is he
married
gonna
at
be
25.
a less than ideal one? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I'll do okay.
Can I share one gem with you all?
it will.
A lot of guys.
He said she can't get a ideal husband now that she's 28. Statistically, he is correct.
Less than ideal one. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think I'll do okay.
There's rules to the I mean there's exceptions to the rule, but the exception does not make the rule. Okay?
Can I share one gem with you all? A lot of guys contact. I'm sure a lot of guys contact you as well, ask you for advice. Guys, just thinking about through the years, guys have contacted me when their woman was unfaithful, and the question is, should I carry on with it? If they say that they're married and they have kids, I always say, yeah, you should. Give
No,
it a
you
shot.
shouldn't.
Like, try.
No, you shouldn't. If she cheats, you leave. You never ever deal with a woman who's cheated on you. Okay, who's shown the willingness to screw other men while being with you. Especially, no, you don't do it.
Guys contact. I'm sure a lot of guys contact you as well, ask you for advice. Guys, just thinking about through the years, guys have contacted me when their woman was unfaithful, and the question is, should I carry on with it? If they say that they're married and they have kids, I always say, yeah, you should. Give it a shot. Like, try.
Don't do it.
I always say yes. And they always reach back out and say, oh, man, I just had an argument with her. I was like, what were you arguing about? He's like, oh, man, I asked her, like, was his bigger than mine? And
See? Because again, it's the insecurity. The only man who's going to stay around with the woman who's cheated is an insecure man. And so those insecurities aren't just going to go away, buddy. They're going to, not only are they going to stick around, but they're going to amplify once you've been cheated on by this woman. Your insecurities are now going to be amplified, and you will not be able to get over it. You'll always be thinking, was that guy just that much cooler than me? And did she like him that much? And oh, was it bigger than my, did he pull her hair and smack her on the, all this shit? Okay? You're gonna think, oh, what was she thinking about? Oh, is she thinking of him when I'm doing it's a lot of shit, okay? So again, a guy who's already insecure enough to stay with a woman who's cheated on him, it won't work because those insecurities, like I said, will be tenfold from that point moving forward.
which is to say, the paranoia of the average guy is endless. The other guy she slept with could have been an irrelevant nobody who's a loser, has a bum job, and small
Mm.
meat, right?
And she still screwed him.
But the guy who got cheated on, because guys are so petty and ego driven, was his bigger than mine. Did you do this with him?
Mhm.
Did he try this on
Yep.
you? How long did it take?
Did you suck his?
Oh, you slept with him on the first night. You made me wait 3 nights. Do you like him more than me?
Yeah, all that shit. I'm telling you, don't. This is why you can't. It won't work, fellas.
Did he try this on you? How long did it take? Oh, you slept with him on the first night. You made me wait 3 nights. Do you like him more than me? Guys will never really ever get over that. And a part of it is because we
Yep.
do, in many cases, have a false assumption that you guys are somehow better than us in certain areas. Like Little House on the Prairie right here. Look at her. Is the camera on her? Little House on the Prairie. I know it's probably a lie, but I'm looking at Little House on the Prairie like, you will never betray me.
She has look how modestly she's dressed. Look at her hair. She has light makeup. She's covered. Okay? She doesn't have any cleavage showing. Very very well put together woman right here. All right? She's young, vibrant, she's smiling, pleasant. She looks like a pleasant person to be around. For a man, this is the type of woman that you would be comfortable. You can relax, all right? Just on appearance. All right? Just on appearance.
Like, you will never betray me. And we think that. So here's the thing. When Little House on the Prairie, even if she's in love with me, she's looking back at me, but like, you're still like, I love you, I'm loyal to you, but you're still a guy. You might end up at some point being violent. You might end up at some point dealing with another woman. That's somewhere in her mind, even if it's suppressed and it's small. But when I look at her, I'm like, sweet pureness. Sweet, sweet pureness. So when she does something that's human, like maybe dealing with another guy, I'm like, how could you be? And there's so much anger and resentment. And then with ego, it's like, we know when a guy does it, we might have just did it because, dang, she's thick. Oh my God, look at those titties. Like, that might be the only reason we actually did it. There's nothing deeper than that. But when she did it, it's like, oh, so this was the guy you work with? Like, you like him? Like, how long, like, you guys, how did this happen? Like, you guys been spending a lot of time together?
Yep. It goes deep, fellas. This is why you can't deal with a woman who's promiscuous, and you can't deal with a woman who has a past of cheating, past of leaving relationships for minuscule, petty reasons, ending relationships for just because they found something better. Okay, because they'll do it again.
And probably, yeah, she did like him. So it's radically different, and we have so much
Yep.
trouble accepting. Oh, so this was the guy you work with? Like, you like him? Like, how long, like, you guys, how did this happen? Like, you guys been spending a lot of time together? And probably, yeah, she did like him. So it's radically different, and we have so much trouble accepting because we cheat with our penis, and women cheat with their heart. So no, he'll never forgive it. He won't forgive your past either. Be
No.
paranoid about your past. So if you,
As he should not forgive the past, because again, the past is a very good indicator of what you can expect in the future.
are categorically an HOE, you can only really be with a P.
Pussy?
No,
Like,
no,
what's
that,
a P?
that would be
What's
the
a
worst
P?
thing.
No, like a
Pimp.
Oh,
You
a
can
pimp.
only be with a
I
pimp,
was
and I'll
like,
tell
a
you
pussy
why.
man? What are you talking about?
Because he's the only one who can actually know the truth about who you are and what you've done and be completely and utterly unbothered by it.
I mean, she said, she had a past and she was, an atheist and she's a different person.
Where'd you go
So
to
I do
college?
think
From
No, UMass Amherst,
Okay.
Massachusetts.
All
You're
right.
from Massachusetts. I'm from Boston.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I do think there are some men who.
But she wasn't in the. Were you in those
Pack the
streets like
cat.
that?
No,
Like, how
no.
deep in the streets were you?
No, I mean, I just, I had boyfriends in the past.
Right.
I didn't wait until marriage. And
You weren't so deep in those streets, like in the gutter, in the sewer of the streets, to where when your Christian, I've never had vagina boyfriend met you, he was like, no, I can't touch this. Like, I don't know who that dude was, JB, the guy who kept talking about herpes. Like,
Yeah,
that guy,
Butler.
yeah,
Yeah.
that guy was able to meet you and be like, okay, like, you might not be Little House on the Prairie, but you're still someone I can.
He's referring to this lady here as Little House on the Prairie. But these two, look how they're dressed. She has a husband now. Okay? She has a husband now. And you can tell the way she's dressed, she's covered. She's covered. You don't see the cleavage and the ass and the the boob line and all this stuff that y'all like to do. She doesn't have a box of makeup on her. It's amazing.
Deal with. Whereas maybe he meets you, not to single you out, but maybe he meets you and he's like, OnlyFans, that's too far afield from what I'm searching for.
Do you think there could just be men that are, okay with that and secure with that?
There's only two kinds of guys. There's two kinds, and you actually kind
There
of
are
said it.
multiple kinds
There's
of
a
guys.
pimp. He's like, look,
She said that men who are okay with that and secure with that. Okay, listen, fellas, do not fall for this bullshit. Do not fall for this. Oh, I just need somebody who's secure enough to deal with me. No, do not fall with that for that. A secure man won't deal with these type of women because they know that they have other options, better options. Okay, a secure man doesn't tolerate this type of shit. It said a secure man said, okay, if you're not on my program, then here you go. We're gonna move around, and then I'm gonna rotate you out of this lineup, okay, or just not deal with you. I'm gonna put you here as a bench player. That's what a secure man does. A secure man doesn't sit here and try to make a 304 their point guard and run the offense through them. It doesn't happen. We're not going to tolerate and deal with less than what we actually have the ability to to deal with. Okay, because we have options. A secure man knows that, and a secure man is not going to settle for a woman who will not get on his program. That is been that's held true from the beginning of time. That has never ever changed from the beginning of time. A secure man will not deal with a woman who will not get on this program or who wants to be a hoe in the streets and be out here for everybody.
Look, this is our industry. This is what we do. And then there's a, as you said, PUSSY, which is to say he's so low. And you actually kind
There
of
are
said it.
multiple kinds
There's
of
a
guys.
pimp. He's like, look, this is our industry. This is what we do. And then there's a, as you said, PUSSY, which
The only type of man who would deal with a hoe, a pimp, and a man who is a pussy himself.
is to say he's so low in the power category that he has to accept what he can get, not what he wants.
Do you think that there are just some men who are maybe just secure with themselves
It's
and
not
can
about.
just
It's not.
No, men who are secure with themselves don't deal with porn stars and OnlyFans chicks and get cucked out. Men who are secure aren't cooks.
About
and
security.
can
It's
just
about.
like
can
think like,
just
hey,
what?
this was her past.
I want to
you know,
address
this
that. I
is
like that because this is a
what,
common claim of women.
I
They
think
talk
that's
about
kind of the
security.
case with Adam. I don't think he's necessarily a pimp. I think he's probably
Not at all.
secure in
Not
their
at all.
or a pussy.
You
I
see
think
how people
they're
talk about
secure
him
in
in the chat.
their relationship. And
Exactly. She's talking about her boyfriend who lets her get railed on camera. People aren't respecting him. What?
that's
about
kind of the
security.
case with Adam. I don't think he's necessarily a pimp. I think he's probably
Not at all.
secure in
Not at
their
all.
or a pussy.
You
I
see
think
how people
they're
talk about
secure
him
in
in the chat.
their relationship, and he understands.
No,
you
I
know,
saw that.
that's
'Cause
separate from their personal relationship.
He himself said he wasn't comfortable with it, and he became comfortable over time, which is to say he accepted it.
Mhm.
The truth is, men who
He accepted it. He accepted the fact that his girl is going to be out here getting her ovaries rearranged by another man who so happens to have that BBC that she's been fiending for since she quote unquote got in a monogamous relationship with whatever the guy's name
or a
is.
pussy.
You
I
see
think
how people
they're
talk about
secure
him
in
in the chat.
their relationship, and he understands.
No,
you
I
know,
saw that.
that's
'Cause
separate from their personal relationship.
he himself said he wasn't comfortable with it, and he became comfortable over time, which is to say he accepted it.
Mhm.
Right.
The truth is, men who are really in a power position, they don't accept what's given to them. They get what they truly want. What they truly want. They don't go to the car lot and say, "Oh, I have this much money. I guess I can get a Toyota." They go to the car lot like, "I might buy this motherfucker. Like, where the Rolls Royce at? Oh, the Cullinan, $500,000. Yeah, please make sure you throw in the tailgate seats and all the options. So now it's 600,000. I don't care. I'm getting exactly what I want because I have that kind of power and juice."
And only
So-
men can do that.
No, but once I'll get to that piece. I just
Shut up and listen, bimbo. I'm so sick of these women that try to be so argumentative and know that they have no point to prove. Just shut your mouth.
want to answer the question you asked.
Yeah.
So understand this piece. Men, we want that which other men can't get. That
Mhm.
which is so highly valued and rare. When something is harder to get, it's more valuable. Kind of the case with diamonds, for
I mean, come on. This is simple shit. And I've made a video on this before. Women want men who other women want. Women want the men who other women want. Men want the women who other men cannot have. Who other men cannot have. Men want the women who other men cannot have. It creates value. It creates uh, purity. It creates a level of demand. It shows exclusivity. You can relax.
men, we want that which other men can't get. That
Mhm.
which is so highly valued and rare. When something is harder to get, it's more valuable. Kind of the case with diamonds, for example.
Mhm.
So if a woman has been around the block,
Okay, but
once-
watchable is
do you mind
more.
if I finish it real quick? I'm gonna
Thank-
finish
Yeah.
it.
Thank you. Shut up. Let him finish what he's saying. If you've been around the block, go ahead, man. What was you saying?
If the woman's been around the block, then every guy's had a piece. I'm not special anymore.
Mhm.
Or if the woman has an OnlyFans, everyone's seen her naked. Oh, it's not special anymore.
Mhm.
They want the woman that's attractive and conservative to where guys look at her and they're like, "You are attractive, and I would give so much to see what's under those clothes. But I can't because I'm not Marquette Devon Burton. I wish I were him so that I could have her." Do you understand? I wish I were him so I could have her, but I can't because she's hard to get. And you know what? He got her. It's like he hit the lotto and no one else did. That's what guys want. They want those things that are treasured and rare and no one else can have it. That's why.
Period. So when you're out here getting ran, you're out here getting trained, you're getting banged out, gutted out, slutted out, washed out, dried out, tossed, sauced, flipped, all of these sexual encounters that you all are having, thinking that it doesn't mean anything. All right, these sexual liaisons, they add up and they do not go away. Okay, when you getting drained and stained, yeah, that shit adds up in your psyche. And again, fellas, do not deal with these women who have these, especially internet receipts like this, where anybody can just pull up your girl getting banged out. Wow.
Why virginity, for example, is prized. You talk about female virginity. No one ever mentions male virginity as a good thing. We only
40-year-old version was about a man who had never had sex, and it wasn't in a celebratory fashion.
one else did. That's what guys want. They want those things that are treasured and rare and no one else can have it. That's why virginity, for example, is prized. You talk about female virginity. No one ever mentions male virginity as a good thing. We only talk about female virginity as a value. Around the whole world, it's like that.
The
And I
whole
understand, and I agree
world.
with you on that. I mean, I
You
waited
agree with
until I
me.
was
Very
25 to lose my virginity. Yeah.
Huh, she waited till 25 to lose her virginity and then became an OnlyFans girl. Wow.
So, I mean,
What?
I've had very few partners.
What a waste of 25 years, allegedly, which I don't believe.
So, I mean, just because I have an OnlyFans, I don't think that, like, makes me an HOE.
Yes, it
like,
does.
Or
Yeah, it does. Sorry. It does.
Oh, I don't say
or
that
a less
disrespectful. That's a job
valuable,
description. That's not.
Yeah. It's not in a disrespectful way. It's a job description. Okay? Just like a PIMP.
very few partners. So, I mean, just because I have an OnlyFans, I don't think that, like, makes me an HOE. Like, or
Oh, I don't say.
or
She said very few partners. Why didn't she say the number then? Why not just throw out the number if it's very few partners and you're not ashamed? Just tell us the number then, and don't lie. But again, I'm the point of all of this is to let you understand these women cannot be um, reformed. Okay, once they're done up, it's finished, and stop trying to reform them. Okay, understand there are plenty of women out there who still have traditional values, okay? There's plenty of women out here who still have traditional customs and values. Deal with those women, okay? Vet these women out. Only deal with these women for fun times, good times, temporary passing times, those type of situations, okay? But do not get emotionally attached or invested in any way with these women. Do not invest yourself with these women, okay? You'll lose a lot of money, a lot of time, and some people even lose more than that. People lose their lives, so on and so forth, dealing with these women because they put men in terrible, terrible situations. Okay, especially the insecure men who actually deal with these women. The men who are insecure enough to deal with these women, also, whenever these women show their true colors again, these men's insecurities turn into disasters. Okay, and you see a whole bunch of shit happening when a man who is already insecure becomes heartbroken. Okay, and these are the type of women which we already showed. One of them literally preys on men. Showed that in another video. They will prey on men. And oh yeah, he sent me $100 or sent me $30,000. He sent me this, sent me that. They'll go to the men that are um, paralyzed or all these different ailments. All right, they'll go target the men who are impaired in some way or another. Target the weak men. That's what they do. All right. But one thing that we can also do to take the power away from these women is stop subscribing to these OnlyFans channels. Stop doing it. And stop liking all their pictures on Instagram. Stop going in their DMs and validating their behavior and telling them that they're queens. They're not queens. These are Jezebels. These are not queens. Stop going in and justify. Stop going in and justifying what these women are doing by subscribing to their OnlyFans pages. You're funding this behavior and perpetuating it by actually participating and engaging in funding of this degeneracy. Okay? We as men have to stop funding this degeneracy and taking part in it. That's how we can get the power back. That's how we can get our position back. That's how we can get our security back, our peace of mind back. Because again, once these women don't have that outlet to just be hoes for pay and capitalize on that and use that as a way to then justify their behavior. Oh well, I got money and I can do that. I can, it is fueling a serious amount of degeneracy in the generations. All right. Because this isn't just affecting these women who are doing this. This is affecting so many of us. That's why this is a problem. So, a man's eye review. On that note, we're through. Keep the subscriptions going up. Share the word, and I'll see y'all on the next one.